Thomas's character in Season 6 is interesting. Most of the time, Thomas is in character and still acts like his Season 5 portrayal, but sometimes he starts to show his slip-ups. Like how he teases Percy non-stop throughout Scaredy Engines and does the same thing again in Thomas Percy and the Squeak. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly fine if Thomas does show signs of his old self sometimes. There's a lot of great episodes that do this. And there is one episode in particular I think shows a great example of Thomas's change in character, and that is It's Only Snow. Since it's the Christmas season, I thought I'd take a look at a winter episode and one that shows Thomas's character greatly. Without further ado, let's take a look. The episode starts with the engines working during the winter holidays on Sodor, and they were busier than ever. They don't mind it because they love this time of year. We cut to Knapford Station where Edward mentions that more snow is on the way. James mentions that they'll have to wear their snowplows, and Henry then teases Thomas about him enjoying wearing his snowplow.
"You know I won't," said Thomas. "I don't like my snowplow."
So this is where Thomas is cross about having to wear his snowplow again. Thomas hated wearing his snowplow back in Season 1. But in Thomas's Christmas party, even though he still hated his snowplow and snow in general, he still sets off to help rescue Mrs. Kindly.
Thomas hated snow, but he said bravely, "I'll try, sir. We must rescue her. We must."
So this is one of his character traits that we see so far. That night, the wind blew and the snow fell heavily. The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt tells Thomas to collect a Christmas tree to the village on Toby's branch line. Later, Thomas's driver, fireman, and the fitters try to put on Thomas's snowplow. Wait, what happened to his blue one? Why does Thomas now have this old, rusty, Maynard-looking snowplow? Later, Thomas, despite wearing his snowplow, he feels much better when he collected a tree. This is another thing I like about Thomas's character here. Going back to Thomas's Christmas party, despite the snow and his snowplow, he's still happy to help Mrs. Kindly, and here it's almost kind of the same thing. Despite wearing his snowplow, he still has the Christmas spirit. Later, he meets up with Toby and they both set off to the village. However, along the way, due to not seeing a rock buried under the snow, Thomas's snowplow hits it, breaks off to his side, and then his driver applies the brakes.
Thomas, watch out!
Thomas's driver doesn't think that they can go any further, and there's no one to help them. Just get Gordon to do it, gosh! But Thomas, however, persists that they keep going, and is sure that they can make it. Now, I know Thomas pushing through the snow was unrealistic and would obviously not happen in real life, but this little scene right here is the reason why I wanted to make this video. I really like Thomas's determination here, and his character is great. It's nothing anything crazy like Gallant Old Engine or Edward's exploit, but it's a good scene, and I think it shows Thomas's character growth greatly. He still hates the snow, yes, and he's bothered by it, yes, but is that going to stop him from making his delivery for the villagers? Nope. He pushes with all his might to get through the snow. If this were Thomas from like Season 1, he probably would have just given up right there. Thomas was an absolute Chad here.
Finally, Thomas and Toby were pulling into the village station. Thomas whistled and the villagers cheered when they saw their beautiful tree.
The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt praises Thomas's bravery for taking on the snow without a snowplow. He also states that there's no other extra plows available, so he'll have to work without one for a while, leaving him very relieved. Then Thomas got stuck again. Thomas's character in this episode was really good. I liked how it showed the two sides of him whenever it's winter. He can be bothered by it along with wearing a snowplow, especially if it looks like Mater. But he doesn't let that get to him most of the episode, and is still happy to deliver a Christmas tree. And he is determined to get it to the villagers even without a plow. I never really given this episode a lot, I just thought it was good, but after rewatching it again this Christmas season, I loved it. And I think it might be one of the best Christmas episodes, and Season 6 episodes, honestly. And I think that's gonna do it for this video. I really enjoyed actually making this one and had fun doing it. By the way, this is the last video of this year. 2024 was an interesting year for my channel. I enjoyed making discussion videos and that ranking video I did back in October. I got really experimental this year, honestly, and next year in 2025, I hope that I can do even more. Thank you all for watching this video. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and I shall see you all next year.
We
wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Sometimes I think it was really sad how the dinosaurs died.